Thanks very much. Well, of course, diversified miner Vedanta, which has its origins in India, has pledged to spend some 7 billion rand on its facility, its mining facility in the Northern Cape. It's one of the many mining companies that pledge billions of rand towards the South African Investment Conference since it started in around 2018. Well, to tell us more about this, I'm joined now by Mr. Pushpender Singla. He's the Executive Director and CFO at Vedanta Zinc International. He's also a member, Vedanta is also a member of the South African Chamber of Mines. So let's speak to him now. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Singla. Now, how much of the 7 billion rand that you've pledged towards investing in the Northern Cape have you invested thus far, and where have you invested it?
Okay. Thank you very much, Nompu, for having me today. And out of 7 billion, firstly say we've pledged 21 billion rand in 2018. And I can say successfully we have already invested 6 billion rand, and we have created a 1,200 jobs permanently and a 15-year of sustainable operation. And our project, which is already in operation, was inaugurated by His Excellency Mr. Ramaphosa in 2019. Since then, our board has recently approved another investment of 7 billion rand, which is recently approved. That is again our plan of 21 billion rand. So the total investment by having this 7 billion will be 13 billion rand out of the total 21 billion rand. And this investment means expanding the current mine of 4 million ton to 8 million ton, as well as creating another 1,000 jobs in the Northern Cape and another 15 years of sustainable operation.
Just tell us about the level of skills that these jobs that you're creating are going to have.
Largely, the jobs will be in the mining area. So we have open pit operation, we got a concentrator plant operation. So the largely job which will be created into the mining industry, but every job creates 7 dependent jobs. So the impact in the community and social will be huge. So we are perceiving more than 10,000 jobs directly and indirectly created, which will sustain, strive and thrive the communities across us.
Help me to understand, because I understand that you're also pushing towards digitizing your mine facilities. My understanding is that the more digital an entity, the less human beings they need. Is that necessarily the case?
I say not necessarily the case. The focus on the digital to bring more efficiency. Focus on the digital is to bring safety into the operation, because we really want our people to be safe. So through the digital initiative, we are trying to bring more efficiency, increasing the production, as well as creating a safe environment for our employees, because we still need people to operate the machine, or either it's a digital or whether it's a manual.
And of course, your big focus is on zinc. How important is zinc in this day and age? Because people are now talking about investing in future minerals. How futuristic is zinc?
So zinc is very much futuristic. Zinc is the base metal which is very essential for the world to grow. And if we talk about steel, if we talk about nutrition, even our body needs nutrition of zinc. So it's very essential for us to have the zinc in our thing. The way world is growing, the infrastructure demand is growing, and infrastructure also need a lot of steel, and steel has to be galvanized to sustain longer. So if you ask me, zinc is very essential, and it is the part of the economy growth.
How much of a challenge is it going to be, not just for Vedanta, but for the industry as a whole, to try and reach this lower carbon footprint that everybody's talking about by 2050? What measures do you have in place to try and get there?
So ESG is one of our key pillars, and Vedanta has pledged $5 billion in terms of ESG initiative, where our plan is to put 2.5 gigawatts renewable power in all our operations, to make sure all our operations are green operation, whether it's aluminium, whether it's a zinc, whether it's our oil and gas, we can make all our operation as a green operations. That is our key focus for us. In addition to that, if I talk about specific to the mining, we are also moving towards whether the electrical vehicles, where the emission is not there. In addition to that, if we talk about ESG, in terms of we even recently, especially to South Africa, we have invested into a new project in the magnetite, where we are converting our tailings into a high quality magnetite product to reduce the environment footprint and create a value for the economy and the people.
One last thing, going back to the issue of the jobs that you've created through your investment, what about the broader community? There's also a push for local procurement. Have you been encouraging a situation where small SMEs in the Northern Cape area are able to supply to your local mine?
So absolutely giving back to the community as one of our key value. And if I come into specific to South Africa, our focus in terms of local employment, local buying, local enterprise development is huge. We are the mining charter fully compliant company, and we follow the mining charter rules beyond compliance, because for us bringing the host community with us is a key thing. So if I talk about local procurement, our 80% procurement is locally done, and mostly from the black as well as the black women as well as the youth. So definitely, if you ask me, we are in the forefront of the industry to take our country forward, take our people forward.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. That was Mr. Pushpender Singla. He's the Executive Director at Vedanta Zinc International. And of course, Vedanta is also a member of the South African Chamber of Mines. We're going to take it back to you in studio.